Out here doing some scouting for elk. Old Richard Prickett drew an early rifle tag in this unit. So, been hitting it hard. For a year that's got such good horn growth, been a little lacking in the rut. All the time I've been in here, I have yet to hear a bugle. Talked to a lot of archery hunters that are in the same boat. They've got about 1 day left and their hunt's over and Richard starts. A lot of the archery guys they're either sitting waters or they're doing the spot and stalk. Seeing lots of elk, but a lot of just average nice bulls, 320, 330 kind of bulls with them. A lot of cows with no bulls with them. The bulls I've been seeing with cows aren't doing anything. They're feeding with them. Kind of disappointed in the rut. We're getting on to the end of September here and things should be turning on. We're gonna see. Hopefully things turn on a little bit in the next couple days. Otherwise it's gonna be pretty much late season hunting during the rut because these elk are being very lazy right now. So keep at it, see what happens. Alright, the rut wasn't slow everywhere, and even at just a few miles to the north, elk were going strong. But this seemed to be the only place in Arizona that things were going as they were supposed to this time of year. "90% of our hunting is probably for elk, and because of that, we end up with tons of elk video. A lot of it is just that, video. No shots, no kills, just video of elk. So, before we pick up on Richard's hunt, we threw together a little of the elk hunting footage that we picked up over the year. Since it really has no other place, this is a good spot to fit in the highlights before we see how things worked out on Richard's end.
We better move back into Richard's Hunt before you fall asleep on us. As mentioned way at the beginning of this video, the rut was very slow this year. Late opening morning, we moved into an area that we had glassed a herd of elk just after daylight. By this time, it was around 9:30 in the morning. We figured the least we could do was hit the bugle and see what happened. This bull came in upwind of us, something that really never happens, and that had us set up all wrong. As the bull started to leave, we had to get up, step around a cedar tree, and try to get a shot. bull was mortally wounded after that first shot, but he was still on his feet. And in that situation, our motto is, shoot him again. So we weaved around the cedars trying to get a second clear shot.
He looked good. Oh, dude. He didn't have big top ends, but his bottom ends looked phenomenal. I could just see him from the back, and it looked like he had something else. I was looking through limbs. I couldn't move. That was this herd. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I'm like, get up and you get around that tree. He was 20 yards from you.
Yeah, he was only 20. 15, 18.
And his extras, I
He's
go.
got some neat stuff, don't he? Sitting there watching.
God, I just couldn't get
all
some
over
through.
himself.
That's a,
Thank you. That is a cool, neat bull right there.
Yeah,
Man.
we watched all the scales and tails on that.
Well, I mean, all you gotta do is blow the call once, right?
That doesn't happen very often. Just to let you know.
I've ever been the one pissing on himself.
Yeah.
He definitely. Yeah, he's got some wild reaction on that one.
Yeah, I saw his front ends,
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, I laid down.
and he's wide.
I was trying to get up, I was in a bad spot.
I know. I was like, I
I
can't see
laid
him.
on
What's he
the
doing?
ground.
Well, that's what I told him. I could see him, and he was to my left.
Did you get that on video or what?
My left.
Not the shot, but I got him standing there forever.
Oh, good.
Well, he was standing there looking at me,
Are you
but he
On
was
safety?
blocked.
Yeah, he didn't come in the right direction. I mean, he came in the right direction, wrong side. Well, I was expecting him to come across the open. Oh yeah. I like that stuff on top. First shot scared me just a little bit. I knew he was coming, but I thought he'd try to get our wind and come out here. That's why it was set up right on the edge of the trees. And he started to, and then he'd come up around
Did
here.
you see him right behind the tree?
Oh yeah, he was.
No, I'm
15 yards
just
from me.
right there. I'm like, he's gonna smell somebody. Something's
No,
gonna
the wind was blowing right at us.
And then I thought, why didn't they shoot? I mean, he turned. I'm like, God.
Oh, we
damn.
didn't have. We had a clump of this white burst sage right there. When he came, I didn't think he could come that way. I thought he'd turn like this and come out to try to get our wind.
Yeah.
Freaking wind's blowing like that. That's why I was set up where I was.
Yeah.
Then he kept coming this way. I was like, we can't move now, you know. We're screwed. He's too close. Well, you're gonna pretty much see everything that happened in the videotape. But got up to our usual spot this morning, and had a couple other guys in there, a couple little high points we were glassing from, and seen quite a few elk, but lots of cows with no bulls or a little spike. Saw one bull way off that was a decent bull, and we didn't even go after him. Well, we probably seen close to 20 or so. There was 14 in one bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So we probably saw 20, 25 elk this morning, just nothing good. Jamie glassed a bunch of elk up way out there, probably, what, 5+ miles?
Yeah, it was a way though.
Just far enough off we couldn't really tell what anything was. So we packed up, headed back down to the truck, and made the trek on around here. It took us a little while this morning to figure out exactly from where we were sitting, exactly where Jamie had seen these bulls. There's a couple landmarks we were looking for. There's just fairly flat country in here. Some rolling draws, just nothing that really sticks out when you get in here. It looks completely different. And we drove by this bull probably at least once, looking for the spot where Jamie had seen him, and we finally got to a little bit of a high point and figured out right where they were. Come back in here, we'd already been through here once this morning with the trucks trying to figure it out, and there was some elk tracks in here. We kind of figured this was the spot anyways, and it was 9:30 probably in the morning, and we decided to pull over and see if we can get something to answer us. Threw out a bugle, see if something would answer us so we could at least figure out if they were in the area. And bugled, and we got one little whine up this drainage that we're sitting in now. We thought, well, it's an elk, you know, so we packed up and we probably got 100 yards, 150 yards from the truck, bugled again, and boy, his second bugle was completely different from his first bugle. He meant business on that one. I kind of looked back at PT, they were behind me with the video camera, and holy cow, that sounds like a better bull. And from that point on, I figured he was probably going to come to us after that mean second bugle, so we were real careful coming in here. And I got a good wide open on our right hand side. The wind's blowing right through that wide open, so we were hugging the trees thinking he'd circle to try to wind us and we'd get a shot if he was the bull we wanted. And seen him coming through the trees and getting little bits and pieces of them. Could tell. I'd seen them big front ends, and about all I could see, and he had good width. And he kept coming in closer, and he turned, he was going to come up to the left of us, upwind of us of all things. So he finally kind of come around, come through an opening, and we had some brush in the way. We couldn't get a shot at him there. And he stopped right on the other side of the cedar tree from us for a good 2-3 minutes at least. Seemed like a lot longer than that, but yeah. And he was looking past us. He's looking right towards PT and Jamie and looking for a bull. And he had us pretty much pinned down. We couldn't do anything. Let out a bugle there, and he sat there and kept looking, and he finally decided he didn't see anything he liked, turned around, and he started to leave. Got back in a spot where he couldn't see us, and I got a good glimpse of him real quick as he came through an opening. I could see that weird chop on his right side, and I could see the big fronts, and I was kind of caught off guard. I totally focused on the top end rather than anything else, trying to figure out what the heck he had going on up there, and I was looking back at these guys thinking maybe they had a better look at him. And finally, me and Richard, we got up and got around the tree, and he was standing there looking at us. He turned to start walking, and Richard hammered him the first time and knocked him over. He got his feet back under him and got around a tree from us. Couldn't get a second shot, but he was hit pretty hard. And he'd stop, he'd start to wobble and tip over, and every time he noticed he was doing that, he'd get his legs moving again. And we'd get around one side where we'd get a shooting lane at us, and he'd dodge left, you know, and then we'd get around the left, and he'd kind of veer right. And finally, he was sick, and he's standing up in a little group of trees, and we had to kneel down, and we could see him through a little pocket through the trees, and had his butt facing us, so we couldn't shoot. He'd start to turn, and he'd stop, and he'd start to turn another way. Finally, he turned good, and Richard shot him. It was kind of a smoker shot, just a little hole to shoot through the shoulder, and boy, that was about it. That was as far as he went. He hit the ground, and here we are. So, first bugle we laid out this morning, paid off. Should have done it earlier, and we don't have to pack him out of any big canyons or off the top of a mountain.
What do you mean we?
Got a mouse in your pocket.
Good bull. Yep. First day of the hunt.
Yep. I'm very pleased.
And good shooting. Really good shooting.
Good guides.
Didn't get a chance to run my rangefinder on him. I think he was 15 yards from us when he was on the other side of the tree from us. He was pretty pinned down. So, fun time.
Yep. What, 50-yard shot?
Yeah, the first one. Probably 50, 60-yard shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have brought a bow. Tried to talk him into bringing a bow.
Alright, we're on record, so don't say nothing scary.